We would be honored if you would join us.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to Speaking with the Speaker. Got kind of a weird echo going on in my ear tonight. Can you hear that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, just we got something going. Hang on just a second. Oh, that's why I've got this stream open in another. Oh, okay. There we go. That's a lot better. I was getting an echo because I had it open in another thing. I'm more so professional, right? Yeah, this is why you come to Speaking with the Speaker, because Brian's not going to mess that up at all. Anyway, I am joined by my lovely daughter Branch, which is not her name, and then also tonight special guest we have Spartan 072, and we're bringing him in right now. There he is. So,
Hello.
Hey, Spartan, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. So, as you can see from the pictures and stuff, we are talking Demon Slayer tonight. This was kind of a fluke. I did not realize the Demon Slayer movie was coming out this weekend, so that I'm not trying to, get extra clicks just by jumping on the bandwagon here. So accident, but a happy
Sure?
accident. Hello, Lady Mist. Yeah, well, you never know.
Nope.
what I'm doing. But no, this is a Lady Mist is saying that she's only seen about 5 episodes of this. It is definitely one worth watching. It is a great anime.
I've watched through it twice.
If you like action and stuff, you're really gonna like this one.
You like action and comedy.
And comedy, yeah.
The story's pretty well created as well.
So Lady Mist is saying hello.
Hi.
Yeah, and the story's great. I mean, that's the funny thing about anime right now, they're just kind of kicking butt over almost any other form of entertainment in my mind.
Hello, Lady Mist.
I would much rather watch anime than almost anything else being produced right now, because the rest of it's just
remakes and remakes of remakes and complete reusing stories over and over and over again, whereas anime is like constantly jumping from this to that to this, somewhat using similar tropes but also introducing their own new things.
Right. Yep.
Like this Demon Slayer, like I had never seen anything like this before until this came out.
A whole new thing. It's a lady that does this. Like I can't remember her name. I should know that, but like she's the one that does the manga and stuff like that. And the manga, from what I understand, they can't keep it on the shelves.
That doesn't surprise me.
It is so good and so well liked. It is outselling everything else. Nothing's even coming close. It is outselling all of DC, Marvel, and all of their books combined. Which is just it is so sad, because people are saying, oh, comic books are dead, nobody's reading comic books anymore. And I'm just like, well, that's not true, because if that was true, then manga would not be doing as well as it is.
The only reason it's dying, quote unquote, is because they're changing beloved characters, redoing stories to change them for political reasons. It's not the story, it's political. Also, I have the name, it's Koyoharu Gotaro or something like that. It's Japanese, so
it's Japanese.
I don't know how pronunciation works on that very well, so I definitely butchered that. I apologize.
Yeah. But it's funny because she was an unknown. I mean, this is her first foray into the manga world and stuff like that. I mean, so given the success of Demon Slayer, she's going to be able to just write her ticket. I mean, from anything else, she's going to be able to do whatever she wants after this. She's going to be very sought after, which I think is cool. I think people who are talented should be getting the attention. So let's just kind of break this down, and let me pull up my thing here. We're going to talk about the main characters here. So the main characters that you're going to see talked about in this is Tanjiro Kamado, Zenitsu Agatsuma. I'm sorry if I'm messing up some of these names. Inosuke Hikitsubara, or Hashibara. They're the three main characters, and
Nezuko.
Yeah, Nezuko Kamado, which is
Tanjiro's younger sister.
Yep, younger sister. So, so Branch, why don't you give us like how this opens? Like, how does this anime start?
Well, so this anime starts as like this really nice family that is just like living in the mountains peacefully, and then they just kind of like what is it, the lost the words there. It's
No pressure.
when Tanjiro, he's such a good kid, so
he works hard to provide for the family, being the oldest son.
Yeah, because their father is dead. He's no
passed.
longer with them, so he's passed away, and so Tanjiro's had to take up that role.
Yeah.
So okay, go ahead.
So he goes to town, and when he comes back, like his whole family has been murdered, and he doesn't know what it is, but then he figures out later when he meets, who is it?
Muzan. Muzan something, I don't remember.
He's one of the.
He's the main antagonist.
Tomioka. He meets Tomioka on his way.
Yeah.
Tomioka is what they call Hashira. Which is one of the like toughest top demon slayers. They're like the head of the core, and Tomioka tries to kill his sister because she's now a demon. He's trying to get her to a hospital, doesn't realize what's happened to her, and basically Tomioka has to be convinced not to kill her because he's taught to kill all demon slayers. Or all demon slayers, all demons.
That's wrong.
Yeah, he's taught to kill all demons on sight. Like there's no exception. You just kill them.
Because they're all evil and they all attack humans no matter what. But then Nezuko does something completely unexpected, which is protect her brother from Tomioka.
From Tomioka.
And it changes.
Which then he's like, maybe I shouldn't this time.
Yeah, so he has to go out on it, and so it's a big thing for them to either be involved with a demon or to spare a demon or whatever. Like it's against their code. So he's taking a huge risk, which you don't realize at first. By the way, I should have said this to begin with.
Spoiler warning.
Spoilers. There will be lots and lots of spoilers in this for the first season. So if you don't want the spoilers, we'll try and keep it to a minimum. I know Lady Miss said she has not seen it yet, so I don't want to ruin that for her. But yeah, we're gonna talk about some of this. We'll try and keep it to a minimum, Lady Mist. But anyway, I can't remember where we were now. Oh.
But then he sends Tanjiro to the guy who taught him.
Yeah, that's right. Udakor. I can never say these names. Right. Urokodaki. Yeah, Urokodaki is his name, and he's a master that teaches.
So he's an ex-demon slayer, Hashira.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which you find out later is that he was a Hashira when he was active and younger, but now that he's older, he's retired and now trains the next generation, which there are a lot of others who do this, but he's one of the few Hashiras.
Yeah. Because to be trained by a Hashira is something special. Like it's not
there's only
that's common.
There's 10 active ones right now, I think. Something around there.
Yes. Yeah, there's 10 Hashira masters. I'm going to watch it. Okay, lady, man. Just trying to let you know because I didn't want to be like blah blah blah.
And we're gonna.
Oh well, thanks.
It's not like we're gonna spoil entire episodes, just bits and parts of episodes.
But seriously, even if we told you everything,
we leave so much out.
Yeah, there's so much in this that you're going to be able to be like, oh well, he didn't talk about this. Is super cool So yeah, no, it's now this was kind of a departure for me because I've started going more into the shojo and the slice of life animes. They've been getting more of my attention than the combat war kind of ones that are out there. But so I mean, this is, but this one is so good and so well done that it does. You know, you're gonna like it no matter what kind of anime you like. So let's talk a little bit about each of the main characters, because to be honest, when I first watched this the first time, I was not sure I was going to like it because of one specific character, and that is Zenitsu.
Oh, Zenitsu.
Yeah, and he is the biggest. He's this blonde hair, this crybaby, like it just freaks out over everything. Just, I mean, over the top freaks out over everything.
If you can see on screen, he's the one slightly below Speaker for the Dead's cam. Yeah, the one hiding behind the girl, Nezuko.
Yep. I got pictures of these guys, but I don't know if I can pull them up so that I can show you.
Can you, like, put us down or off to the sides or something? So, let's see. Yeah, there are lots of different animes. And I know Speaker said he's preferred the slice of life and the soji. I definitely kind of prefer the action type ones. Though the slice of life and soji are nice every now and then. Speaker? Oh, they died. Well, it is all according to plan. I have now commandeered this stream. Thank you all for coming to my stream. What the? Okay. Well, this definitely was unexpected. Anyway, the main characters. We got Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Nezuko. Though the first three are the real main characters, the ones you really interact with, I guess. So Tanjiro, the older brother, he's nice, he's kind, and he's kind of the older brother. Well, obviously an older brother, but he's very kind and caring to people. And let's see. He really tries to help people to the best of his abilities, no matter what. Then you got Zenitsu. He's a scaredy cat, for a mildest of terms. Like, I can't think of anything more.
Sorry.
There you go. More extreme for Zenitsu.
Our internet was just stopped. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. And then
I
look down and I'm like, we're not talking to anybody. I'm just like, oh, crap.
Yeah, even through the start, you guys are kind of cutting in and out somewhat, but when you guys just kind of died, I'm just like, oh, all according to plan, I have commandeered this stream, and then you guys completely zoomed out, and I'm in front of the screen. I'm like,
You gotta love doing live stuff because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So I was talking about Zenitsu being a coward and a cowardly fellow, and like you said, overreacts to everything. Yeah. Except when he's unconscious. When he's unconscious, he is completely different.
Yes. Yes, he is.
It is amazing how different, and I don't want to spoil it too much. But then Inosuke, he's a wild child. He grew up in the mountains, and he wears a boar hide hat on. And he's just eccentric and hyperactive like none other.
He is an absolute lunatic.
But out of all of them, he's one of my favorite characters. He is just so entertaining with everything he does.
Yeah, they are, with the exception of Tanjiro, they are both. The other two main characters are just over the top. like crazy, insane, over the top.
From one extreme to the other.
Yeah, I mean,
one person can't do anything. One person is trying to do everything there is to do, and then Tanjiro's the middle and kind of tries to keep the balance between the two.
Yeah, because Inosuke is just a lunatic, has no fear, just runs headlong into danger, thinks he's the best at everything, like takes everything as a personal challenge. I remember they're like running away in one episode, they're running to their next mission. And he's just like, oh, I didn't know we were racing. And they're like, no, we're not racing. And so he's just like, he's always driving, himself and others.
They leave that in, right?
What's that?
After they leave the inn and heading to the mountain.
Yeah.
And that's after Inosuke was trying to ask about the old lady there and why she was being nice. Tanjiro gets upset and then starts speeding up, and then Inosuke starts speeding up like, I won't let you win.
But no. And then he does not understand. He was raised like a wild child, like a wild kid.
I think he was raised by boars.
Yeah. So I mean, he does not understand social graces. He doesn't get big words, because he
can't say Tanjiro's name.
Yeah, Tanjiro's
Manjiro.
What is he? Like, look, Chachiko Kukapata or Kukapuka or something like that. Just totally slaughters his
Manjiro. Like anything except Tanjiro, and it is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it is just. I mean, so he is a funny character. Welcome, Kamikaze D. If you haven't seen this one, it is, you definitely should go check it out. You can find this on Hulu and on Netflix right now.
It's also on Crunchyroll and Funimation.
Okay, yep, there's two more. So I got rid of my Funimation account, and I wish I hadn't, but no, it's in. I mean, it is so popular right now. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody playing this because everybody loves it. So
even before I saw it, all I heard was good things.
Yep. But I will warn you, there is a lot of gore in this.
Oh, there is lots of gore.
There is a ton of blood. I mean, it's basically the demons in this are like a cross between vampires and vampires. So that they'll eat human flesh and drink blood. So it's like if you've ever watched Tokyo Ghoul, it's kind of like that. Because ghouls eat flesh and vampires drink blood, so they're kind of like a mix.
And also, when the sun rises, they burn away.
Yeah,
they burn away, turn to ash if they're out there long enough.
So yeah, but I mean, there is a lot. There's a lot of violence, in this. But it's violence with a purpose. Like they are literally fighting evil.
It's a battle for survival, trying to protect the human race from these evil demons that want to eat everyone.
So the main villain in this, and I say his last name wrong every single time. So watch me do this. Musan Kabuchizi.
Kabutsuji.
I don't even try with some of the names.
I always say Z instead of G, so it's Kabuchizi. Kabutsuji.
I just say Musan because I know I'm not going to remember those last names.
The only way I can remember it is when Tanjiro screams it at him.
Yes. So he is the main villain. He is the one that kills. He kills Tanjiro's family. He is the one that did that because he is the only one who can create new demons. All the other demons just eat and devour and stuff like that. Kabutsuji. Gosh dang it. I'm going to get that one of these days. I swear I am. But Kabuch. See, you did too.
I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about.
The main villain. Yeah, the
Muzan?
main villain. So, yeah, Muzan. So, yeah, that's easier. I'll just say that from now on. Just forget the last name. But no, he is and he is evil. But he comes off when because Tanjiro actually meets him.
That's
completely by accident, bumps into him because he smells. That's one thing about Tanjiro. 7, right? Yes, it's right in the fairly beginning part of the series. But like one thing about Tanjiro is he has an insane sense of smell.
Inhuman. It's almost like a
Yeah.
dog or something.
Yeah, like he can detect the slightest variations in scent, and I mean he can smell fear. He can smell. It's
You
just
smell their
Like
personality.
when people are
Yeah.
happy and
or
stuff.
it's something kind of like that.
yeah. I mean it is really kind of a cool part of his character. As whereas Zenitsu has like extra perception, like
Hear.
perception.
He's extremely good with hearing.
He can hear stuff. Oh my gosh!
I'd say like kind of similar to a bat's being extremely good hearing. Like he
Yes.
can hear things all the way around. He can hear people's heartbeats and kind of tell what they're like from it.
Yes.
He can tell the different like vibrations. He explains that like everyone sets off a different vibration
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
sound, which is how he can tell of like what it is.
Yes. So I mean, and that's what kind of makes these characters cool. They're all just kind of unique in their own way. They're all demon slayers, but they all kind of have things that make them unique.
Oh yeah, and then there's Inosuke. He's really good with sensing things, like with touch or
'cause-
something, because
Yes.
he senses where the puppet string demon is towards the final
Yes.
end.
Yeah, he can like
And
he
he's
uses
also
what he
extremely
calls
flexible.
beast form,
beast breathing.
beast breathing. They all have like a specific type of breathing that they Tomosuke is water breathing. Zenitsu is
Tanjiro. Zenitsu has light.
like lightning. He's
Yeah.
like a lightning. His power
Lightning
is
breath, yeah,
lightning breath.
or lightning breathing, whichever.
And
is-
Inosuke has like a beast breathing technique that he uses, but he has the power to sense. Like at one point he stops and puts his hands out to sense where the puppet
where this-
demon is.
Mhm. I'd say that probably developed while he was being raised in the mountains by boars, having an extremely extracurricular sense of danger.
Yeah,
Basically.
because animals are that way.
Yeah.
They sense things. I mean, like animals will sense an earthquake before it actually happens and stuff. So I mean, I think that's cool how they've kind of gone and done that, given
And
them
I think
each kind of individual strengths.
And I think there are more characters that'll have more various things further in, but we have not
Mhm.
met them yet.
The
Right.
Hashira.
Because I've never been able to read the manga. So like I don't know where this. I don't know. I'm not even sure how far ahead the manga is to where.
I think the
where they
manga
are
has
in the
finished
anime.
its story.
Oh, have they?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Oh no.
Because there's the new movie just came out this weekend, and it is called Demon Slayer: The Mugen Train, I think. And I desperately want to go see that.
Oh,
It's in
I
one of
really
the
wanna
theaters
watch
here. I'll even go see that in subtitles, which I am not like a subtitles guy, but I want to go see that in subtitles just to support this film, in the US.
I think
But-
it has English dub, and that's why it took so long to get over here, or one of the reasons. Maybe,
that
maybe
would be
not.
good.
We'll see.
Yeah, because Funimation usually licenses most of these properties to do the English adaptations of them, which is one of the reasons I just love Funimation. Thank you, Funimation, for giving me anime. But no, so the Hashira that you meet later on. There's Tomioka, there's Kanjiroi. She's the Hashira of love. I love her when they meet her because she's just like,
she's
I love
goofy.
you. I love it. Oh, she is just like
She's just a real goofy character where everyone else is extremely serious.
And then there's Inaguro, who is the serpent Hashira. There is wow, Shinjigawa. Shinjigawa, he is the wind Hashira, and he is like he has a hard time with Tanjiro and the fact that he is traveling with his sister demon, which most of them do.
He's almost
Oh,
like
the one with all the
Inosuke.
scars.
Yeah, he's the one with all the scars. What's that?
And he almost acts exactly like Inosuke, but
Yes,
maybe
similar.
Yeah, his he's very similar to Inosuke in mannerism.
Yeah, he's just like it just everything just go crazy all the time, act before thinking kind of thing. Then there's Jainomi. It's funny because I hear these all the time, and yet when I see him in print, I can't say them. Yeah, I'd almost have to go back and spell it for myself phonetically so that I could say these correctly.
For me, I don't know how it's said. I watched it in subtitles.
Oh, yep.
So I just say it how I think it's said. So I don't.
Yeah, so it's
it is
Gonomi
wrong.
Hajimija, which he is the stone Hashira, and I think he's hilarious because he's always crying. But it's like an empathetic kind of tears. He's always like, please bless these poor people.
He's very religious.
And he's huge. He's huge guy.
He's like twice. He's like a head and a half or two over pretty much everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, he's just this big guy. So it's like this contradiction going on of this big guy who's always like crying, but it's just because he has empathy for people. Mm-hmm. And then there's Tenjin Yuzui, which I think he's funny because he is just this guy who everything has to be flashy. Like everything has to be, do it with flair. If you're going to die, do it with flair. I'm going to show you some flair.
Do it flamboyantly.
Flamboyantly, yeah. It's just, I mean, it is a lot of fun. Because the Hashira they're kind of crazy characters too, but I think
they're all extremes of something, and they're all very set in how they act. And I mean, they've survived long enough. They've survived long enough to kind of reach that area.
Yeah. I mean, you almost have to be. If you're going to fight evil like they have to fight, you're going to have some quirks. You're going to have some odd things because, I mean, it's just that's what happens when you're in life and death situations like they are. Then there is Muchiro Tokito. He's the mist Hashira, and he can't remember anything. Like they're asking him stuff, and he's like,
youngest.
He's like, I wonder what that bird's called. Like they're talking about something completely different, and he's just off in la la la. He is kind of funny because it's just like, I don't care, whatever you guys say, because I won't remember anyway.
I think he's about the same age as Tanjiro, but he's very carefree with how he acts. And
then one of the coolest ones I think is Shinibo Kachio. She's the insect Hashira, and she is not strong and stuff, but she uses poisons and stuff like that. She's because
she's not strong enough to actually decapitate someone. Yeah. So she has a very specialized created sword that only has a tip.
Yeah,
poisons,
and it's got various poisons to kill them.
She is crazy scary, like very. Like she just has this personality of like, I want to be your friend, and then it's just like, but don't mind if I kill you 10,000 times because you've just because of all the suffering you've got. It's just like, okay, you're a scary lady.
Like she looks harmless at first.
Looks harmless, but is scary as all get out. Oh, that is awesome, Chris Persia. That movie's doing that well.
And then there's the Flame Hashira.
Yes, and then there's the Flame Hashira. He is Kojiro Rengoku. Rengoku. He's the Flame Hashira, and he's a really stalwart kind of guy as well. Just very straightforward, belligerent, kind of guy. And then the master of all of the demon slayers is Kagaya Yabuchinichi. Lord, I apologize. I'm so sorry that I cannot pronounce these names correct. But no, he is like the main guy. All of the Hashira just hold him in like super reverence.
Yeah, even the one with all the scars and is super hyperactive almost. He like calms down almost immediately as soon as that guy comes in and says, "All right, let's calm down and get this meeting started."
Yes.
And everyone's just like, he commands a lot of respect.
Mm-hmm. And which is odd because he's like scarred from about here.
I think he's blind as well.
He's blind.
And blind. Yeah. So like he's scarred and blind, and he has two sisters that look creepy. They look like the twins. No, they're sisters. I looked
They're
it
his
up. I was
sisters?
just like, who are the girls? Because I don't
Oh.
understand. He has 4 sisters. 3 of them have white hair. One of them has dark hair. And you see them at the Slayer selection. 2 of them are giving the final selection training. And then 2 of them are with him at the mansion when you meet him there. And but yeah, they're like they remind me of the girls from The Shining, the twin girls that sit there and are like, "You want to come play with us, Billy?" And it's like that kind of vibe coming up. But they're just like, they look super harmless. But I just figure at some point in the future they're just gonna pull out knives and kill everything in a scene somewhere. Just like, oh, okay, unexpected. But yeah, no, it is. That's what only. That is awesome. That is so awesome that is doing
Second
that well.
grossing movie with pretty much half of what the main one is getting and being shown in theaters. I mean,
and that just shows you that, people want this stuff. People want to be entertained with good stuff where they're not being preached at. Just give us something cool. Just give us some blood and swords and crazy things happening.
Make a world, make a story, make the characters, make a great story.
Just give us
make something
good.
new.
Yeah.
Exciting.
We don't want the same old crap again and again and again, no matter how good stuff is shown now with the better animated designs for animes and stuff.
Yeah. No, we don't want flashy. We just want good. That's all we want. Just give us something good. So let's talk a little bit more about the main characters here. So with Zenitsu, what's his backstory, Branch? Give us a.
All right. So his backstory is that I don't remember what he did, but he did something to this old former Hashira guy, and he broke something or something like that, and now he was right. That's what I remember.
It's Zenitsu was helping a girl or something, and he got into debt. This old guy came in.
Yes,
and
he was engaged to a girl, and then he got indebted to the parents, and then let me pull up I can't remember what that master that.
I have no idea. I don't think his name's ever really said.
It's Gigoro Kiwajima. He is and he's also a master retired Hashira that is teaching Zenitsu. So how, during his training, what happens?
So this guy's training him hardcore, and he doesn't like it because he's getting hurt and he's getting beat, and he's like, I don't want to do this. So he fun fact, I guess, he used to have brown hair,
black hair,
and he climbed up in a tree to get away from this guy. And he's like, I'm not coming down, I'm staying up here. And then lightning strikes him, and it turns his hair yellow and orange. And then he just goes on.
What are the chances that I was getting hit by lightning? He is, I said, he is an obnoxious but kind of fun character at the same time.
And another thing is, he wants to be better than he is. He just doesn't know how to be better than how he is.
Yeah, he is just lost. And the training that they go through to become demon slayers, it is rough. The stuff that Tanjiro goes through, because you really get to see a lot of his training. Basically, his master takes him up. Urukudaki takes him. Yes, Urukudaki. You just did. I'm just going to turn to you and be like, say this. Yeah. See, he takes him up into the mountain above his home and basically tells him, get back before dark or get back before sunrise.
Or else I won't train you.
Yeah, or I won't train you. And then he has to do that every day, but every day
it's traps.
It's made harder by Urukudaki.
Well, more dangerous. I don't know if more difficult, but definitely more dangerous. Like initially, it
he
starts
has
with
the
rocks being slung at him, and then
Mhm.
knives are being thrown at him, and, and there's pitfall traps, and then there's spikes at the bottom of those pitfall traps later in,
Yeah.
and it's just like he's just like, I don't know if he's trying to kill me or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he trying to trade me or kill me? I'm not sure what's happening here. But because of that, he get like his senses become honed, and it just, I mean, it is so hard. And then, you know, because they realize what they're going to be up against. The demons are, each one of them, like the more people they eat, the more powerful they become. So the older demons have just these crazy powers that they're going to have to deal with as human beings.
They're called blood demon arts.
Yeah, blood demon arts.
I always get that messed up if it's blood demon arts or demon blood arts. Demon blood arts sounds more what it should be to me, but it's like blood demon arts. No, why?
Yeah, I mean, there's because like in the final selection, Tanjiro has to fight what's called the hand demon. And he is this huge blob of a guy with hands and arms coming out of everywhere. It is so creepy looking. But it is crazy cool, the fight
and he's
that he has
eaten like 50 people or something.
Yeah, he's eaten like over 50 people. And he's so big, he can pick people up and just eat them whole now. Like he doesn't even have to like just chew it. It's like boom, and they're gone. So I mean it's crazy some of the stuff. And can't remember what are the trying to think there because there's different levels of demons. And
do they ever say a way they like rank demons? Because I know there's
there's rank.
moons.
There's like a lower rank and a higher rank, and then there's
you're talking about the 12 moons.
Yeah,
there's
the
upper
12
6
moons.
and the lower 6, and then I don't think anything after that's really ranked. They're all weaker.
Yeah, they're just lower caste demons. But yeah, it is like, and those demons, you start to see a few of them, just the lower ranked ones. We haven't seen any of the high ranked ones yet.
Well, we've seen one. He's kind of high ranked. The lower, what was the one on the mountain?
Oh,
I can't remember what rank he was. He was like lower.
He was the lower 5. He was 5th of lower 5. So, and what's his name? Rui was his name. And he is like, he's like a little kid, but like freaky scary because he has created a family of spider demons that they end up having to fight on this mountain.
And each of them is pretty strong in their own rights.
Yeah, and each one of it's the 3. It's Zenitsu, Tanjiro, and Inosuke who are fighting all of this There's like 5 demons, and they're all just crazy, have crazy abilities. Like that's where the puppet demon comes in. She controls people by attaching spider threads to them. And then there's one of the brothers looks like a giant spider with a head.
Oh, older brother, I think.
Yeah, he's the older brother. And then there's the dad, which is this gigantic, huge guy with like a spider head.
Yeah, think All Might with a spider head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Think All Might with a spider head. Yeah. Creepy.
Like he's big, massive, and heavily muscled.
Yeah, and like they can't even cut through his arms with their swords, which their swords are made of a special material, and they're called nichirin swords, or color-changing katanas. Which I just think that's cool. And the color changes based on the personality of the slayer. So it just there's so many good things. There's so many great stories, and it sucks you in, and it is just really well written. It's kind of you get enveloped into this world, and the one thing I think helps with that, and this is true of a lot of animes, is the music in this anime is cool, awesome stuff. It has a very
scores.
Yeah, it has a very Japanese ancient Japanese feel to a lot of the music. The intro theme is like kind of like a rock / Japanese kind of mix. And it's short, which I love. It takes like 45 seconds of the episode, was where some of the animes, it's just like 2 minutes of it is the intro. And I'm like,
Oh,
get to the, and this one is not like that. It is like a 45-second boom in your face. This is Demon Slayer, and boom, you're into the episode. I mean, that's how fast it happens. But yeah, the music is just excellent, and it's really good at building tension. I wish I knew what that. It's a Japanese string instrument that they pluck a lot and stuff throughout the. And then there's piano solos and stuff that are happening in the more tender, and it's just like, this is so good. So I don't know what you were saying. You like the music.
I do. It's awesome. I jam out to it.
Yeah. I'll come upstairs and my wife gets she gets irritated because I struggle with different forms of music from different countries, and she's just like, well, so how come you don't like Mexican music but you love Japanese music? I'm just like, because all Mexican music sounds exactly the same to me. And I'm just like, I don't like those where Japanese music is kind of all over the place. They've got old styles and new styles. And I mean, it's just kind of an amalgam. It's a lot of like American music. I don't know, that's not racist. I swear, I am not racist. There's certain kind of music I don't do and don't like. But yeah, because she'll be like, I understand why we're listening to this. And it's just like, because it's cool.
Because it reminds me of the anime that I was just watching that I love.
Yeah, like so no,
that might be part of the reason.
It's a lot of fun for me, and I am such a huge music person anyway. So I just like the theme from Fruits Baskets, which is another anime. I love the song from that anime. There's several that I've purchased and I just have on my phone, and I'm always listening through. She's even worse than I am. She will just sit there, go on iTunes and set up a list of nothing but continual Japanese anime music. And I'll be like, which one's this from again? Like, I can remember some of them and some of them I can't, but
just turn to me. Hey, what's this?
Yeah, which one is this? Oh, this is from the first season. Because they do that a lot in anime. Like every season, they change the themes, which sometimes I like, sometimes I don't. Because the music from Soul Eater, the first season, I love that theme. The second one for the second season, I'm like, no, why did you change? Why did you change that? So, but I mean, some of them get better, some of them get worse. The music from Vampire Night is some of my favorite anime music. But anyway, so I mean, the music really does help make this anime even better. The characters, like you definitely are feeling the character arcs and seeing the character arcs of what these characters, where they started, what they're going through, where they're headed. And I mean, and it's just, it's fun watching them change, because that's something that Hollywood storytelling has lost. They've lost that ability to tell a great character arc. It's just like, now it's like, oh, well, this person's perfect, and then they're going to end and they're going to be perfect. It's like, well, what'd you tell us the story for? That's ridiculous. There's no point to it if you're going to do that. So Spartan, why don't you tell us more about Inosuke? Like more of his backstory.
Inosuke is, so he, like we said before, he was raised by wild boars, but the reason he's raised by wild boars is because his mother was being chased by a demon, we presume, and she kind of dropped him off into the water in hopes that he'll survive. He ends up surviving, and then gets raised by these boars and constantly just trying to prove he's stronger than everyone else, that he's the top of the food chain, basically.
Yeah.
And then a demon slayer shows up on his mountain. He beats him up, learns about it, and he's like, hey, I can prove I'm strong if I go and do this. So he goes, somehow learns. I think he self-teaches himself his breath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
So figures out how to do the breathing and create a sword fighting style with it, with no sword skills from what I'm aware,
Mm-hmm.
and goes to the final selection, survives, and then just goes off and hunts.
Yeah.
And then you meet him at that mansion.
Yeah, you meet him where there's a demon that has drums on his body. And with inside this house, he has absolute control. So like he can hit the drums and he can flip the rooms upside down. He can change the rooms around. He can move. Like within this mansion, he is absolute master of the domain. And I mean, it is crazy. That
And
is.
He's
because
got
he
one
was
on his
like-
belly
oh.
that'll put out a claw attack of some kind.
Yes, yeah, I forgot then the one that claws. And then he's fighting Tanjiro and he just starts like I mean, and he's basically spinning this room and claws attacking and Tanjiro's trying to figure out how just to survive in this meat grinder, trying to learn the timing. It's just such a unique way of looking at things.
We
And
can't
you know,
forget
so they
about the
said-
art styles.
Yeah.
How they draw like the water when he's attacking. They draw how they draw the lightning and all the various other things. It's like, oh man, it kind of looks like old Japanese styled art.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I've never seen this in an anime before that kind of changes the art style of the attacks from what the people look like.
Yeah,
and it's just
it is very
interesting.
stylized. It is very stylized art, and it's really beautiful. But like, and each like Tanjiro has like 10 different types of
Forms.
breathing and attacks that he has to use, and each one of them does something different. Each one of them, is useful in a different situation. There's one point where he is dropped into basically a liquid swamp where this demon lives, and he has
where
to
he
fight the
jumps in.
demons. Yeah, and he has to fight the demons without footing. So he has to switch his type of attack to survive this, just using one of those different forms of fighting where he doesn't have footing. And it is just crazy fun to watch. And each one of them has this, like Inosuke has like 7 or 8 different beast breathing forms that he uses. And Zenitsu only has one, because it's the only one he could master. I mean, there's more, but it's like he's struggling so much to master becoming a demon slayer. His master tells him, if you can only do one, do it to perfection. Yeah, it is just.
Yeah, and he can do it better than how the base form is.
Yeah, he's because at one point he goes kind of unconscious or like into a subconscious state, and just tears the demon who's a huge spider with a man's head on it. Just tears that guy a new one with that one form, and it is so cool. It's just like that's where I finally kind of turned my opinion of Zenitsu as a character, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can like this guy now. He's got some cool stuff to him.
He's still annoying right now, but
oh yeah, he's still annoying. But it's like, because like he will get so worked up. All you'll see is like his eyeballs protruding from his head, and
he's got
foam
these
coming
tiny
out of his mouth. I'm just
pupils.
like, wow, dude, that's that's okay, Adega. Welcome. Thanks for popping in.
Welcome.
You missed it. We're done. just kidding. No, but it really.
Now that you're here, we're done. Bye.
Yeah, that's what I think that happened last week to Lady Miss. She popped in right as we were finishing. I'm like, I am so sorry. So, because Lady Miss is awesome. She always tries to make it to my streams, and Chris Persia and Dee Dee Myers, all of you guys that come to my shows, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. But no, I really look forward to going to see the movie. I think it's going to be fantastic. It looks awesome just to look at the trailer. It's because it picks up right at the end of season 1. Just at the end of season 1, they are getting on this train to go find out, because there's people going missing on this train and nobody can figure out what's happening to them. They know it's demon related, but they don't know what. And then, and then that's supposedly where the movie picks up, which I really like that they're doing it that way, because My Hero Academia,
oh my,
they have done it in a terrible way where they're like 5 seasons in, and then they like throw out a movie that should be back in between like season 1 and season 2, and you're just like, you spend half the movie going, what's happening? Why All Might doesn't have powers anymore, but now he does. And so it's just, so I mean, don't get me wrong, I love My Hero Academia and the movies, but it's hard to place where the films fit in the timeline. So but no, so I'm glad they're doing it this way. They're releasing them kind of in a direct order. But I don't know when season 2 is supposed to be coming out. Have you guys heard anything on that?
No, the movie was kind of the replacement for the season 2. I haven't heard anything about season 2 being aired, but with how the movie's been grossing worldwide, there's no way they're not going to make season 2. It probably won't be until 2022, 2023.
Yeah, and like I said, this is something I say in almost all my anime streams. It's one of the things that frustrates me about anime more than anything else. I say it almost every single time. Japan, can you just finish your stories? Stop stopping in the middle of a season where it's just like, hey, we're done, and you're like, what? No, you can't.
No, not yet. I was just getting into this.
Yeah, no. You're just really getting into this story, and all of a sudden it's just like, no, we're off on something else.
Yeah, those 12 episode animes, and it's like, wait, where's the rest of it?
Yeah, it is really frustrating to constantly like get involved in something and then have it like ripped away from you. So if you do that with Demon Slayer Japan, I swear I'm coming to Japan just to complain at anybody who'll let me complain at them. They won't know what I'm saying because I'll be like a raving American, which that would be a unique thing, huh?
Probably not.
No, but it's just because I do struggle with that with anime, because that has happened to me so many times. I didn't realize that it was going to stop, and I'm just like, I would not have started. But then at the same time, you're like, I still would have went and watched it, knowing that it only had this many seasons because it was that good. It's frustrating, and it makes me want to ask somebody, how is it that like you guys' TV stuff works over there? Somebody needs to explain that to me. Why is it like nobody's allowed to finish, or nobody's told that they're about to be done before it just happens? Anyway, that's my rant on that for the week. But so the best we can hope for is just me. Yeah, yes, hopefully. That's a long time. It's not such a long time to wait. No, it's worth the wait though. I'll wait for something that's going to be good. I absolutely will. But yeah, no, this if you have not seen this, or
you haven't finished it,
just if you haven't finished it, it is definitely worth it. You will be so glad you did. You will enjoy these characters. So Lady Vista say Trinity Blood is like that great anime, then the creator passed. That I can understand. Worse. I'm like, okay, if you're dead, you can't really complete.
I'd say that's almost worse, because it's like he probably planned to go after it and then he died. No one wants to pick it up because it's
they don't
his
want to
story.
Steal somebody else's vision. Yeah. Hey, just send it to America. They love stealing people's visions in the United States. They'll take your vision and just warp it and twist it, and Kathleen Kennedy to death. So, no, anyway. I said the KK name. Left a bad taste in my mouth. But anyway, so yeah, get out there, watch this, promote this, tell your friends about it. Because realistically, that's why we're doing these streams on Sunday about anime, is because it's what we love. It's what we're excited about. It's where our entertainment is coming from. Most of my family, with the exception of my wife, are huge anime fans because it's good. It is fun to watch.
Entertaining action.
Yeah, entertaining
comedy.
action. I mean, they've just got such a variety of different stories and different ways of telling stories. I was watching young Ripa today on his live stream, Eric July, and he was talking about that in the comic book world, and he used Demon Slayer as a reference for this very phenomenon. And it's you got to go where stuff's good, but like how can one industry in the United States be so like, oh yeah, our industry is not doing very well. Nobody likes comics, and yet Japan is just killing it. They are coming out with new concept, new ideas. I mean, new superhero. You look at My Hero Academia, and just the superheroes that have been created from that one show, and none of them, they are all very unique in their creation. What's the guy that has this explosive sweat?
Bakugo?
Bakugo. Yeah. I mean, that's his he's basically has like a nitroglycerin substance in his sweat that he can make explode. I mean, he's like, who would have thought of that? I mean, somebody thought of that. But then there's a hero that shoots tape out of his elbows. And I thought, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And then you watch him do stuff with it, and I'm like, that's freaking cool.
It's kind of like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's another thing about him. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just about to say, all of those heroes, their quirks have a physical part of them and have a limit. Like if you work out, you get tired and stuff. And with Bakugo, he could hurt his hands if he does it too much, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then Todoroki, he'll start to ice over if he uses his ice power too much.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. There's various limitations and backlashes almost for if you use your quirk too much or overwork it.
I mean, it is the difference between lazy creators who just want to steal somebody else's stuff and switch it around or change it, or it's like he was talking about how they're making Falcon the new Captain America, and he's just like, why? That's a demotion. Which I didn't necessarily agree with his demotion idea, but it is that same idea of just why did Falcon need to become anybody other than Falcon? Falcon was his own superhero. Why did he need to become Cap? Why do we need another Captain America? Steve Rogers will always be Captain America. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was a really interesting discussion to listen to, and I appreciated his perspective on it. But, I mean, it just goes to show that
I'm sorry.
Pulled my earphone out. That Japanese creators are not like they are willing to come up and work to go through their imaginations and just find that stuff that's fantastic. I love the films of Studio Ghibli. I think
Studio
they're great.
Ghibli's got really good stuff.
I mean, I just lost it. Hayao Miyazaki. He's just a genius. Some of the stuff that he does is incredibly creative and different and unique. One of my favorites of his is Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, that one.
That is like my all-time favorite one of his. I could watch that one over and over and over again. But yeah, just support what you love. Get out there and because that's the only way we can teach Hollywood and everybody that this is what we want and this is what we don't. And if you're going to be lazy, we're not going to support lazy creators. We're going to support the people no matter where they're from, no matter what color they are, no matter what gender, no matter whatever else. We're going to support the creators that are doing something awesome. So do you guys have any thoughts before we end this?
Yes. Back to Inosuke real fast.
Sorry.
I've had so many interesting facts or something like that one of my other sisters brought up to me, and I was like, oh, I'm going to tell everyone this. That since Inosuke grew up with no family and everything, and he was surviving on his own, that he's never experienced like feeling good or like happiness, I guess. So when that old lady is so nice to him and the bubbles like start
Oh, I
forming.
love that.
That's why it happens, because he's experiencing like this happy feeling because he's never really had that.
That giddy
Yeah.
feeling, as he
Yeah, it's funny
describes
'cause-
it.
Yeah.
The actor that's doing the vocal work for him is the same guy that does it for Sword Art Online. He plays the main character, and he's like,
Oh, I thought they sounded similar.
and he's like, it's this like breathe, and then you see these bubbles above his head, and it's like an epiphany for his character of like he's never experienced these, like, what are these feelings? Why this little old lady's being so nice to me? And it happens periodically, and it's really funny because, like I said, you get to see his character arc as he's learning what it is to be around people and to get have those interactions and learn what it means to be a human being for somebody who is a Tarzan character, basically. I mean, that's basically what happens with him.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to read or write. All he knows is his name. Like when Tanjiro asks, "How do you even spell that?" He's like, "I don't know how to read and write. All I know is that it's on my birth, like," and then
My loincloth.
Because
Yeah.
And then he passes out from brain trauma, basically.
concussion.
Yeah. So Spartan, did you have any thoughts before we end?
We didn't talk about Nezuko much.
Oh my gosh. Says, what sexist? We're all sexist, even you're sexist pig because you didn't talk about the girl. We didn't talk about the girl character. She's great.
I just wanted
She's
to talk
great.
about my favorite character. I'm sorry.
So yeah, but that is Benjiro's sister, and
Manjiro.
Yeah.
Tanjiro.
Yeah.
Is that what I said?
You said Manjiro.
Sorry. Tanjiro. That's his sister.
Okay, there, Inosuke.
Yeah. I can't pronounce his name. That is one of the funniest scenes when he's like, he can't say his name correctly. That is really fun. He's like, my name is Tanjiro Hidakota, and he's like, or Mirakota or whatever it is, and he's just like,
Kamado or something.
Kamado Kikapoopa, and he's like, listen, Kamado Kikapoopa, and I'm just like, oh, that is so good. But yeah, no. Anyway, that's Nezuko is a great character. She does not say because she has a bamboo gag in her mouth. She is the sister who's become a demon that Tanjiro is trying to save. He is trying to find a way to turn her back into a human, which is the whole overarching story
of how he became a demon slayer.
That's the whole reason he became a demon slayer.
Yeah,
because he wants to save
his sister.
Yeah,
because he lost the rest of his family. He wants to at least save one.
But yeah, so I mean, and she's got a hard road to hoe because I mean, she slept for almost 2 years after she became a demon because she can't, she chooses not to eat human beings. She's never she
doesn't eat the flesh or the blood of people. She instead kind of regenerates by sleeping it off.
Yeah. So it's because like most demons, they regenerate because they're eating human beings and blood, and they regenerate very quickly.
Oh, very quickly.
I mean, it's just like they'll get their arms cut off, and it's just like, and their arms pop back out, and you're just like, well, you don't see that every day. So, but anyway, yeah, just if we missed her, just go watch the anime, and you'll get to see just exactly how cool of a character she is as well. So, my earphone keeps trying to. Anyway, so thank you for being with us here today. Thanks, Spartan, for coming and being a part of the stream today. And Branch, thanks for being here, Branch. Now, my littlest girl needed her help for something. So, anyway, thanks for being here, and we will talk to you next week. Next week, we are going to be talking Maid Sama. Which is another kind of slice of life comedy
go see that
anime. It is really funny. It is really funny. One of my favorites. But that's what we'll be doing next week. So join us at the same time, and we will look forward to seeing you there. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you next time.
See ya.
Bye now.